Okay, so thank you all for joining this session. We are going to cover Matplotlib in Python, how we are going to create graphs, and in this live demo session, we are going to create some different aspects also. Like, so before starting or before covering any graph session here, let me import some basic library, and these libraries are called matplotlib dot pyplot, and I'm going to leave this as a Matplotlib, right? So this is the basic library, and let me convert into the code, and this is going to import some other libraries also, right? So matplotlib dot mlab as mlab again. This is the second library, and for the import numpy as np, I'm going to import all these library necessary things, right? So we need graphs for different aspects also. Like we have to create bar plot for our concern. We need to show the profits and loss for our company, KPIs, key performance index. We are showing, we are interested in the line graph sometimes for the category variable and the continuous variables also. For two continuous variables, we need a scatter plot, etc. Right? So in this session, we are going to discuss these graphs and how to create on the basis of different libraries also. Right? Allow me to create first plot. So this is called plt.plot, and within the plot we are going to create like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 point on the x-axis. And can I have another 4 points? Yes, I'll take another list consisting the y-axis value, and this will be 5 comma 6 horizontally, right? So can I give the plt x label, right? So this x label will have my x values, right? So for x values, I'll have the certain part, right? So it will indicate or it will illustrate more about my vertical values, right? Horizontal value. If I need to specify some, let's say this x value is sales, right? And this y value is representing for profit. So I need to specify on my graph. So can I give plt.show for depicting my entire graph? You can see there is a linear relationship between the sales and profit. The more I will increase my sales, the profit will increase in a same order. So this will be linear fashion in my order, right? Can I create more graph in the same state? Yes, I can go for, let's say this is 13 now, this is, let's say this is 15, and let me create this graph. Can you see this graph is again 4 versus 6, right? So you can create the same graph for the same pattern, right? But can I have like 4, this is, let's say 2, so you can see this decline. So at 4 I am having 2 value, so this is going to decline in my line fashion, right? So this is the correlation between my sales and profit. But if I'm going to adding more line plots, so what I'll do, I'll create one function here, one variable. In this one variable, I'm going to arrange, I'm going to create this arrange value to 0.0, 2.0 and 0.01, right? So this is the arrange value generating equally spaced numbers between 0 and 0.2, right? So let me run this code here and let me print this t here. Can you see this g in between o and 1.99? I'm getting so many numbers incremented by, each number is incremented by 0.01, right? So once I'm getting this arrange functions, so I'll create some another value like 1 plus np dot sign. This is the function name, or I'm going to apply sign function, trigonometric function, to the random numbers here. So this sign function is just equating 2 pi r. So what is the 2 pi r? It's np dot pi. It's inbuilt value inside the numpy array, and then I'm going to create inherit the t variable which I have just created. If you write np.py and hit print this value, you will get 22 upon 7 in the float parameters. So this is fixed point number where we have the value of 22 upon 7, right? So whatever the value in the statistic or in the pi value there, right? And multiplication by t, we will get all the t variable here, right? If you try to print s value here, so you will get all s value. Let me run this code first, and then let me run this code. Can you see these values are representing respective function of 1 plus sine 2 pi r, right? So 1 plus sine trigonometry function is encapsulated within the same value. Can I create plot function for the same? So I give the plot plt dot plot, and within the plot function I'll pass the x-axis and the y-axis value. Then I'll create the plt label and x label. Let me copy these two here, and this correlationship value are again, let's say this is for sales and profit, right? This time I need some title for my value, and let me create this trigonometric function. Let me give this trigonometric function value for this graph, right? In addition, I'm going to on my grid value. For this, I'll type plt.grid and will make it true. In case of false, you won't have any graph pattern or the matrix value there, but if you will have grid true, you will get all the matrix value. Finally, I'll save this graph using plt.savefigure and then give some figure name. Let's say this name is test.png. This is going to save my plot, and you can check in the directory that this figures is already stored there. Let me run this code. You can see trigonometric function is just displayed using sine relationship and sales versus profit there. As far as test.png value is concerned, can you see the, you just go back to the library and you can see test.png is here. You can download in your local machine and just go to the click over there. You can see the entire png file. So this png file is showing respective correlation with my entire t value. If I want to check or give another relationship between my function, or my electromagnetic relationship is correlated with cosine also, so you can see this is again trigonometric function with reverse order, COS, right? So this COS is cosine function, and you can go for the simpler value, right? And range of the x is 0 to 2, which is given by t arrange function. You can see for the continuous variable we have s, which is defined on the s value, which is again 0 to 2 only, right? So this is the profit value. Now can I create heading, and inside this heading I need the bar chart here, right? For bar chart, we need to create first y value, and this y value will be, let's say, some random value 3 comma 7 comma 5 comma 3 comma 4.5 comma 6 comma 8.1, and then x will have range, and range will be beyond my length of y. right? So width would be 1 upon 1.5, and then finally we'll get bar plot using plt dot bar function, and then x comma y comma width function, and then color is equal to, let me make it blue. And because this is the code constant value, I'll wrap it around the codes. Finally, let me show this plt function and hit run. You can see this bar chart is depicting on the screen. Can you see this width value? So this width value is the thickness of my bars. If you want to decrease this value, just go there, and can you see the bar thickness is now increased. If you want to decrease the thickness here, so you just go to the higher value and you will have less thicker value here, right? If I'm getting more 3.8 here, so can you see, let's make it 1 upon 5. Can you see the thicker bar are showing on the on my graph? So plt dot bar is depicting first variable as x, second variable as y, and the width of my each bar, and then color is equal to blue. Can I make it red? Yes, make it red, and previously it was 1.5, and hit run. Can you see the red bar charts are showing on the screen? And similarly, if you want to make it yellow, so you will have to need check whether this color is available for my function or not. Yes, it is available for here, right? Okay, so as far as y value is concerned, this is the list containing 3, 10, 7, and all these things. But when we talk about x value, can you see this is the range? So within the range O comma 8, we are getting all these values, right? And for the range value, can you see for 0 we get 3. You see, for first value is 3. For 1 we have 10. This is the region. The second bar is reaching at the peak of 10 value. Finally, we got 8.1, which is the last column height. So this is 8.1 on my bar chart, right? So is this sufficient? So next we are going to create the bubble chart, right? So let me make it heading, and this heading will make it bubble chart, right? So in this bubble chart, we are going to create generate random numbers. So first we will create n is equal to 50. 50 random numbers for the first value, so that is np dot random dot rand. So this will create random numbers here. So what is the y here? Y is np dot random dot rand, right? This is capital N here. So finally we will create the two random numbers. First is x, right? You can see x is consisting all the random numbers value, and similarly we have created 50 y numbers. So in each row we have 5 numbers: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So 10 cross 5, we have 50 numbers randomly created, right? But we need colors also. We are going to giving the different color patterns. For this we are going to create one colors value, and this is again random dot rand rand function, and this rand function is n, and we need some area part also. So for this I am going to create np dot pi, which is the value of 22 by 7, and this is multiplication by 15 times np dot random dot rand function, and then 50 times it is going to divide, and then power of 2. This is my radiation, my values, right? So can you simplify this value? So I'm going to simplify this value by, let's say this is pi value, or in case of parenthesis, I'm going to get 22 upon 7, multiply by 15, multiply by random numbers, and this, let's say this is the n value, right, or some x value, t value. This t value will be powered by 2, right? So this is the exact function or exact equation here, which is written in the language of NumPy or Python, you can say, right? So this is the defined by me, customized function. You can create your own function, your own definition there. It hardly matters, right? So here we are getting 0 to 15 point radii, right? Finally, I'll create the PLT dot scatter for my scatter plot. So I'll create x comma y, and for s I'll create the area here, which is the third parameter. And for colors, I'm going to give the colors pattern here, which is randomly defined. And alpha is kind of transparency provided for my colors. And then I'm going to create plt dot show, and this will depict all my value. Can you see this random numbers, 50 random numbers are just depict on the screen. If I create 5 here, so can you see 5 numbers are created, 1 2 3 4 5, no hidden values. If I run this code one more time, so they are randomly generated, hence they are scattered here and there. If I run one more time, so randomly generated values are printed on the screen, right? So this will be the aspect value, and this will be the contrast to each other, right? So let me make it one more time. This is 50, and this is the transparency, as I said. If you'll make it 0.9, so can you see the transparency is now increased. If I'll make it 1 only, so my transparency will be 0, no transparency, right? If I'll make it 0.1, which is the least value of this one, so can you see this is the very less transparency, it's very high transparency is there. And I can see the bubbles behind each other also. Sometimes bigger bubbles are hiding small bubbles, but I'm watching and I can see all these bubbles here. So the minimum value I can see 0. So if you provide alpha is equal to 0, which means don't have any value. Of course they are here, but they are not showing because of this transparency value. So 0.01 or 0.9 is the correct one, and let me hit this value for my transparency. You can see here we can see the hidden bubbles. Here you can see we are having partially shown values, right? So this is all about the scattered chart and the respective value. You can create the line chart here, right, using Matplotlib. And for this we just created the X label and Y label for sales and profit. This is the line chart showing relationship between the first and second variable, how one variable is increasing operation of the another variable. Second one is the decreasing or increasing order. Then we have relationship among the line chart one more time using trigonometric, cos function, any other defined function here. Then we are creating the another variable change. Finally, bar chart as per the given width value, their color and other parameters, arguments we are giving. Finally, we are creating the scatter plot or the bubble chart used as per our need. So we are creating randomly bubbles here, but you can create your choice, your numbers here also, right? And this is the simplified formula for my area value, right? So can we go for the next chart? Yes, we have the next chart called pie chart, right? So in this pie chart, we have so many values and let me define some labels here. So these labels are defined by some animals. Let's say I'm having frog as the first animal, or a dog as the second animals. So this dogs, and the cats is category of third variable, and um, let's say this, right. So this snakes is just defined by different percentage value. So sizes will give the all over score is summing up to the 100. So if you add all these value 15 plus 30 plus 45 plus 10, you will find this is equal to 100. So but obvious, the probability or the whole number should be 100 around, and you can go for the 100 value, right? So can we go for the explode value? Yes, I can go for the explode number here. So using the explode number, so let me give 0, then 0.1, and then 0, then 0. So what is the explode value? So first is called pie chart, right? So this is the pie chart where we are going to create so many things, right? So this pie chart where the slices will be ordered and plotted counterclockwise, right? And what is the explodes here? So explode will be defined by some out of the box value. So only explode the second slice, which is the dog, and which is representing for dog animal. So this will come out from my slice, from my pie chart, kind of pizza slice you have in your domestic shops. Using this value, we are coming out the box and showing some focus or emphasizing part there, and we will illustrate more once we will have the figure on the screen. So let me have this figure. For this axis I'm getting this value, and then plt dot subplots value, and this subplots is just empty, no arguments here. So as far as axis is concerned, so I'll give axis dot pi. Pi is the predefined function in the matplotlib, and inside this pi the first sizes is all the percentage value for each category. So this is size representing each category here, and which explode will come out of the box. I'll get that explode value here, right? So I'm going to create that explode value here. So which is the explode value, and then finally labels be assigned on my label value. Then auto PCT is the value. Auto PCT is the percentage value, where I'll get the percentage float value k in the format of percentage and 1.1 float, right? So I'll keep changing all these values so that we will have effect on the pie chart as well. So we will get the shadow. If you make it true, you will get true value on the screen. And when you get start angle, so start angle is 90, and then finally I'll get lt dot show, right? So if complete case labels lt dot py figure 1, we have 0.0 load. Okay, sizes, we have explode is, oh, we have explode is equal to explode. Then labels and and this time have this equal to explode and labels. So finally we get the pie chart on the screen. What was the error in my code? I just given the 1% here. This is the basic skeleton. You are abide to give this kind of structure there inside the auto PCT. So let me elaborate one more time this pi function here. So sizes is what? The entire value for 15, for my 30, 45 and 16, right? So if you get this value summing up to the 100, that's fine. Otherwise it will create some kind of extra awkward situation and extra kind of pi value, pie chart. Explode, you can see 0.1, right? If you will make it 0, instead of 0.1, 0.5, can you see this is coming more out from my pie chart? So the extra part is coming out, this extra pizza slice is coming out from my base pizza, right? So this is the part of 0.8. Can you see this is again bigger part here, right? But let me give this value as a 0.1, and this is the value of just 30%, right? This plt dot subplots and explode is just assign this value. Now coming back to the labels, we have labels assigned to these frogs and dogs, cats, snakes. Can you see around the respective values we are associated all these labels here. When we give 1.1, can you see this percentage value? Okay, if I give 45.5, right, or I should give this 9.5. So can you see this is the 45.5 and 9.5? But if I'll give 1.2, so can you see now post decimal I am getting two values here. So this is the post decimal accuracy. The more the value you will give after decimal value, you will get the accuracy for the same. In case of financial or banking sector, you need accuracy till 6 positions also. So here we will give 6 position and you will give amount in crore or rupees, this 0.15.00000 and so on, approximately 0, right? So as far as the first value is concerned, let me give 3 value here. Can you see this 3 value is just giving over here, right? Though no impact because we don't have any value here. Let me relocate it again to 1.1, which means zero point 0.1 decimal, zero point 0.1 position I need post my decimal value. Now when we move towards the shadow equal to true, so we can see the shadow below my pie chart. If you will convert into the false value, give the f as a caps lock value. Oh, so this there is no shadow beyond below my pie chart associated with my pie chart of each category, right? So for this, I'll have to make it true, and first value should be caps lock, and then you can make it visually impacted there. Next parameter we have is start angle. So start angle is 90 here, right? But in case if you want to rotate this entire pizza base to 90 degree or 180 degree, so what you'll do, you just make it 180 degree and run. Can you see this is now below here? If I want to make it this explode part at the top, so I'll make it minus 180, right? Or can I make it 270? Yes, can I see? I it just 270 minus 270. Yes, minus 70. Okay, can I make it 100? 0. So you can see 0 is value just at above. So in case of 10, so this is just 10, or minus 10 value will give top at the docs portion which is coming out of my the base. So this is the equal aspect ratio, right? So to give like ax1 dot axis, and this will equal, and this is the equal aspect ratio. Ensure that pi is drawn as a circle, right? You can see this is just giving all these category value, right? So here we can see the all the respective values and respective. Okay, so now we are moving to the next topic, which is called a scatter plot, right? So scatter plot is designed two sample functions. Let me take some sample variable as 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, right? Second sample value, let me take this as 2 comma 5 comma 8. Make sure you have equal numbers on both the variables, x-axis values and y-axis. Then finally I'm going to give plt dot scatter. This scatter value is comma y here, and this plt dot x label is representing for my marketing team, right? And for the y label I'll get the other value. Y label is my sales team, right? And I'll add some title over here. So this title part, and this is kind of uh, business chart, right? So on this business chart I need to create some plt dot show down bracket and hit run. You can see business chart is just give sales value, sales versus marketing, right? So in this example we have created plt dot scatter, which is passed value x comma y and values as arguments. These values are just as an argument here. Then we set the labels for x label and the y labels, and plt dot title function is used for assigning the business chart value. It is the mark for my entire graph. So finally we are going to show my entire graph, right? So you can modify this x label and y label the upcoming data points, and you can your own data points, and then feel free to customize the plot on the screen. So this is the reciprocal part here, right? So basically what's the need of this scatter plot? When we are supposed to create in between, we are supposed to observe relationship between two continuous variables, right? So between relationship between two continuous variables, right? Those don't have any values, they have to any session part category class 1 class 2. We are going to check the dependency there. Suppose I just convert this value to 50. So can you see this chart is just little bit scattered? Can you see 50 is beyond this? So in this scatter plot, this will be called as a outlier. So you will learn this outlier in upcoming session. But as of now, you just consider or keep remember this technical term, that this out of the box value will be called as a outlier. Because you can see the first four values are lying between 0 to 10 or 7 only, like 0 to 6 on 4 only, but the last value is lying around the 50, which might be mistakenly by mistake written over the screen, right? Okay, so the next topic we are going to discuss is around about 3D graphs in Python. If you have more than two variables, then how to convert variables into the graphical notation. So we will look at the graph position there, right? So for this we need to one more library which is from mpl underscore toolkits, and I need to import mplot 3D, right? So this mpl toolkits will get plot 3D library, and for this sample data I'll copy this term x and y and give this value, and for this we need another variable g also. So let me give like 3 comma 6 comma 9 12 comma 15. So 5 value in three variables x y z axis. So let me create a 3D plot using fig variable, and this fig variable will give plt dot figure here, and then we are going to create axis is equal to plt dot axis, and within the axis we are going to assign projection as 3D, right? So this will indicate that we are going to create simple 3D graph in Python using Matplotlib library and mplot kit. This is a toolkit here. So we are going to projection as a 3D, and next we are going to create the scatter plot, and this is ax dot scatter, and then we have the d function associated with then x y z, and then we have equal to r, actually color is equal to red, and then we can see marker is equal to o, right? So this is marker is equal to here, right? And then finally we are going to set all the axes. So for set we are having this axis dot set x label, and then within the x label I'll call it, let's say, sales, right? And similarly we need for the y-axis also, so I'll call it set y label, and I'll mark it like market team, and then I'll set for my label, so I'll call it my IT sales, right? So finally I'll make it access dot set, and then this title for my, I'll keep this title as a business chart, copy paste it here, then finally I'll show display the graph dot show, right? Oh sorry, lt dot, right? You can see the business chart is just showing here, and you can see IT sales here, marketing sales here, and sales here. So sales and marketing is for x and y, IT sales is represented by the axis. So vertically we can show the entire value. So we can set the x label here, x label for xyz, y label respectively. Plotting part and the title for this entire graph is used for this set underscore title, right? And for this 3D plotting we are going to list to hold these coordinates of my data points. You can change these data points as per your needs. You can take it as a data frame, you can take it as a numpy array, and another format also. This 3D plot is getting a figure and an axis objects you can see here, right? So this is the entire depiction value. We are going to create 3D bar graph in Python, right? So this is just by giving some certain basic library. Import Matplotlib we have already imported here, numpy as an y, and then first value we are going to give like np dot range equally distance value, and this is x coordinate form of the bar. So y is the second coordinate of my bars. It would be np dot arrange, then the value is just given here. The g value or the last coordinate will be np dot array, and I'll get it two dimension. Like first I'll get in the like 1 comma 2 comma 3, then second I'll take as 4 comma 5 comma 6, then third bar I'll get the height of bars is like 7 comma 8 comma 9, and this will be the heights of the bar. So if you want to adjust the dimension of my x bars, I'll get the x comma y is equal to np dot mesh grid. This will be the mesh grid for my graph. So I'll get x comma y here, and then I'll create a figure and axis. So this will be figure equal to lt dot figure, and then round bracket. Then finally I'll get axis for my figure dot add subplot for my sub value. Right, for this subplot I'll got 111. Then what would be the projection? The previous graph also we have taken the projection as a TD, right? So then we are going to create three bars, ax dot t ax dot bar d, and within the graph I am going to flatten this one. So what is flatten here? So x will be arranged comma, right? Suppose if you write x value here, cut v and hit run. Try to print x value also. You can see 0 1 2 value here, right? So I want to flatten this value here, so this will be the flatten part, right? Second, I'll just convert this y as a flatten value, right? So this will be the flatten value, and I'll take zeros, np dot zeros, and this will be like value here, and then I'll convert in flatten again, right? So this flatten will be 0.8 comma 0.8 comma e dot flatten value here, done, flatten, right? So finally I'll set the value for all these x label and y label. I'll copy from my above graph all these value in order to avoid typing p, paste it here, and then finally lt dot show. Let me run. You can see this business chart, IT sale and marketing and sales is just depicting on this here. So this is simple 3D graph you can, and this graph is consisting and is using flatten here to flatten the array into one dimensional shape to work with x to accommodate with the bar 3D function. So the dimension of the arrays are compatible, right? You can go for the 3D bar graph should be created successfully, and we are also fetching the relationship between three dimension: IT sales, marketing department, and sales department, right? Or you can say IT department, sales department, and market department also. We are fetching the relationship between value, right? So this is the all about the function, all about the basic 3D and 2D functions. And plot area, let me revise one more time. You can scatter plot here in the function, scatter plot in the 2 dimension here, pie chart, some exploding part, kind of pizza slice that is coming out of the box. Before that we have the bubble chart, and will show random transparency with the help of alpha variable. Then we had bar chart showing the bit value and the part plotter value. Then the line chart, which will represent the dependency and the correlation between variable. And this is all about the graphs in Python for my session.